In the world of mixed martial arts, the name Khabib Nurmagomedov has become synonymous with ferocity, relentlessness, and a championship empire that just keeps growing. From his humble beginnings as a child in the mountainous wilderness of Sildi in Russia to the cages of Las Vegas, Brooklyn, and Abu Dhabi, Khabib has battled his way through 28 wins and 0 losses, the longest winning streak in UFC history. Many have grappled with the Russian champion, believing that they have the stamina and the preparation to defeat him. All so far have come away disappointed.
You know, hindsight's 2020. I just wonder if I could have maybe did more. You know, I had underhooks. Maybe I didn't try to get off the fence. I'm gonna beat myself up about this for the rest of my life, you know.
And you cannot do that. You cannot be half in, especially in a game like this. And I paid the price for it.
As the next opponent and the next battle looms on the horizon, the stakes are higher than ever before.
I'm going to take it from him. I'm going to rejoice in taking that from him.
It seems the ideal time to consider. What makes the soul of a champion like Khabib Nurmagomedov? What drives the heart of the modern warrior to succeed? And what would it take to unseat a fighter who began his journey battling beasts and whose empire has been built from the ground up? Like, share, and subscribe to Ultimate Fighting Network as we explore what it would really be like to fight the Eagle, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Here's the thing I love about this kid. This kid comes out and goes for it, man. He went in there against a bigger, stronger dude. I mean, if you look at how big Healy is for that weight division, he's huge. And he was getting hit with some big shots tonight. He can wrestle, he can punch, he's got good punching power too. Even against a bigger, stronger guy, he was hurting him in that fight. And then that slam, when he just scoops him up and slams him, you know, Matt Hughes style. That reminded me of the old Matt Hughes where he would run a guy across the octagon and slam him. Kid's exciting, he's talented, and I think tonight he showed everybody what he's got. We're probably going to do big things with him.
In the early days of his career, Khabib quickly set himself apart in the UFC world with a unique style, often referred to as mauling, a product of his diverse expertise in sambo, judo, and wrestling. For a young man who spent his youth grappling with unmuzzled bears and training from the age of 8 with his father, himself a military veteran and athlete, it would be no surprise that Khabib would learn to incapacitate his opponents quickly and efficiently, applying pressure until submission or knockout were the only options available.
It was like everything was inevitable. Everything was inevitable. The takedown was inevitable. The beatings were inevitable. You know, even if you hit him, congratulations. Now you're on your ass. You're getting punched in the face over and over again. You can't get up. You're getting mauled.
Khabib has made it no secret that his birthplace and background form the foundation of his persistence, persona, and work ethic. As the legendary 2-weight world champion boxer Bernard Hopkins once said, it's tough to get out of bed to do road work at 5 a.m. when you've been sleeping in silk pajamas.
And when you have tough life, hard life, become success very easy. Because you have motivation, you're hungry, you need this, you know. And when you have everything, you have money, you have food, you know, you have house, car, everything, you don't want to go to the gym and, you know, training so hard. I think that's why.
You know, Цумадинский район. Потому что этот район называется Цумадинский район. Отсюда мое селение, Sildi, отсюда я родом. И когда американцы сказали, что у меня слишком большое имя, в 2012 году, когда я должен драться в UFC, и им нужно какой-нибудь никнейм, что по этому никнейму меня запоминали. Мы выбрали Орел, потому что я с Цумадинского района. С перевода на русский это означает Орлиный район.
Khabib entered the road to the championship with a record of 16-0 and quickly climbed the UFC rankings with his mauling style and his singular drive. By the time he faced off with Al La Quinta in a sudden change-up after Max Holloway's weight-cutting incident, his obstacle to the UFC lightweight championship, he'd gained a significant reputation for brutal takedowns in his rise to the top and was prepared to face anyone who stood in his way.
This is who I am, you know. When you're ready, you have to fight. Of course, before I have a lot of injuries, you know, and nobody protects from injuries. Now it's my time, doesn't matter who. Tomorrow I have same goal, fight for the title, and you know, inshallah, I'm gonna do this. Thank you so much, guys.
The opponents of Khabib Nurmagomedov talk a lot about preparation. Did they do enough? Could they have done more? Did they rely too much on their lifelong training tactics?
Let it go. Let's go in there and just, I didn't really do much. I didn't really look at any video. I didn't do nothing. Maybe I should have, but I was just like, at this point, we got a couple hours. I'm just gonna go in there with what I got, what I've trained with my whole life, and see how it plays out. And that's kind of the game plan I went with.
I was almost, if I had to say what I was too committed in the gym and not committed enough outside of it. The training sessions were too serious, and then when I left the gym, it was gone from my mind. I would go off into the jungle.
You know, my whole career, and then obviously a 10-week training camp was preparing me for that night, and I felt like I did everything I could to be ready for that fight, and you know, I got beat, and it was just, I was in my feelings, man, and it hurt.
Khabib places the highest importance on constantly learning and growing as a fighter, never feeling as though he's arrived, despite his success. This fluid philosophy keeps him flexible and ready to face anyone, no matter how hard they've trained.
You have to learn every day something. Every day you have to learn, and like even if you talk about grappling, I don't show everything what I can do.
If the continued success of Khabib against such talented opponents suggests anything, it's that his strategy dismantles even the most ardent preparation.
I mean, he was strong, but it's more about the technique, where he puts his weight at the right time. You know, he just makes himself feel heavy on you. He weighs you down against the cage. You know, I had he puts that forward pressure, so you have your weight on your hands, and holding yourself up like that, it drains you. It's just draining, you know. And the longer he has you there, the more you're drained. And once you get, whether the round ends or whether you do get out, your tank goes down.
He was, you know, technically very balanced. His weight distribution, I know I've said it before, a lot of people probably don't understand what I'm saying, but when you've been grappling the amount of hours on the mat with the best guys in the world, you can feel their IQ and their understanding of position, and he's very good at his awareness positionally, his weight distribution positionally when he's on top. He doesn't use a lot of strength.
To date, no fighter who's entered the cage with Khabib has cracked the code, despite how clear the Eagle makes his game plan.
I'm going to take him down, make him tired, and finish him. This is what I'm gonna do.
How do you defeat someone who tells you exactly what they're gonna do, and then does it? The question lingers. What's the strategy that will dethrone Khabib? What possible preparation could there be to put the champion on his back foot, especially when Khabib's strategy has been clear from day one and never wavers, while he continues to grow and evolve as a fighter? Khabib can seem like the ultimate unstoppable force, an inevitable wave that washes over his opponents. As the impending fight with Justin Gaethje draws closer, everyone wants to know whether the code has been cracked, whether Gaethje has what it takes to unseat the champion.
But Khabib's whole game is, you know, he's a great grappler as well, but his whole game is using that grappling in the fight.
Against the fence.
Yeah.
You will not, if he's taking a shot in the open, it's to drive you to the fence to finish the takedown. He's not getting takedowns in the open. It's going to be my feet work. It's going to be me keeping that distance where he feels slightly uncomfortable. Like when he did go for the Eminari roll, it was just too far. He thought he was close enough.
It's one thing to be able to watch an opponent's movements, analyze them, and prepare an attack. It's another thing altogether to be in the cage with Khabib Nurmagomedov, a seemingly unstoppable force defending his title. While Gaethje's been vocal about his knowledge of Khabib's movements, only time will tell how that knowledge will help him when he's grappling with the Eagle. Khabib Nurmagomedov has been battling beasts his whole life. Not just the very real teeth of actual bears in his home country, but also the claws of poverty, the grief of losing his father earlier this year, and opponent after opponent after opponent, each one more hungry than the last. Thus far, he stands undefeated. But how long will the champion reign? Thanks for watching. Who do you think will be Khabib's most difficult opponent? Let us know in the comments below. We'll catch you next time.